Hey, what is up? So you got your lights working, so how about we add a door into the fold? Let's create a door that will open and close at your speed you want it, at the time you want it, and this could be anything. This could be a train going by and you have your boom opening and closing up and down, or your door going, swinging on its hinge, or it could be the cowboy bars when you walk into it and both flap open in different rates. So this is how we're gonna do it, right? So first of all, create a blueprint class actor bp underscore door, and then from the door we're gonna add two static meshes. Static mesh, and we're gonna call it door frame, and we're going to add another static mesh, and we're going to call it door. Then we're going to add a box trigger, a box collision, my apologies, and we're just going to keep it as box. So now, let me just make this bigger for you guys. So now basically what we're going to do is we are going to grab the door frame and we're going to type in door frame. Now this door over here is in the starter content of any project you create, and if you say add starter content, you'll get this. So not downloaded, it's all I typed in starter content as I speak. It's all epic stuff. So best way to learn. Cool. Brings this door into where it should be. There we go. Now with the box, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure it's big enough for it to be in the door, and the width of the door and the height of your character. Width, length, yeah, width of your character, height of your character, width of the door. Make it a bit longer because you don't want to get hit by the door as it opens and closes, and don't make it too high that you can you guys can speed run the game, because that's how speed running glitches are made. With door collisions and triggers too high or too low or too thick or too narrow. Anyway, let's get back on it. So now you got this. You've got your door frame, door, and then you got your box collision. We're going to save that. We are going to then pop it into the world. Boop. There it is right there. Very pretty. I actually want to move this up. Give me a sec. My self-diagnosed OCD is bothering me. And you can move this up. There we go. Cool. So let's get back and do the code now. The code is very similar to what we did with the light. You grab your box, you add your event overlap, that's the event end overlap, but we need that, and begin. Right. So begin at the top. So again, enable input, disable input. Now we need a reference to our, so no games, not right now, dude, recording a video, sorry. So what we're going to do is we're going to say get player controller. From the get player controller, we're going to plug it into the controller over here and over here. So now we've enabled this blueprint to accept input from the keyboard. Now let's create the input from the keyboard. So we're going to type in keyboard board T. I'm going to make it T again. So we need a variable here called is door open, question mark. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add this in and say get. We're gonna add a branch, and we're gonna use this as a condition of the branch. Is the door open? Well, false. No, it ain't. So then we're simply just gonna say timeline. But before we add the timeline, we're going to set the door to true. Why? Because it's inversed, right? If the door's open, we want to close it. If the door's closed, we want to open it. So we're going to set this to true. So then you're going to play the opening animation. And then what we're going to do is you're just going to put this here. It'll become clear once we start doing it. So add it to the timeline. From the timeline, what you want to do is you want to go to update. You want to get a reference of the door itself. Here we go. And you're going to say set world rotation. So what we're basically going to do with the set the world rotation is we are actually going to change the door rotation based on the timeline. And I'll show you that now. But we need to get the rotation. How are we going to get the rotation? Well, we're going to go into the timeline. And we are going to add a new float track. We're going to create an add key at 0, 0. The time is going to be 2 seconds. I feel 2 seconds was a bit slow for my test. So we're going to go 1 second. And we're going to add another key here. We're going to add it to time 1, value 90. There we go. Fit, and there we go. What we're going to do is we're going to also say auto. So we're going to get a nice smooth transition on the graph. We don't have to do this one, but save it. And if we look at the event graph, now we've got a new track here, but I didn't name it. So let's name this track quickly. Right click, rename. Door open. There we go. Go back here. Now we've got this. So what we want to do is we want to just have the z-axis. We don't want to translate the whole door. We don't want to translate it on x or the y. So what we're going to do is we're going to say make rotator, and we're going to plug this guy in here. But this isn't the x-axis. We don't want it. We want the z. We're going to close the break, and then from here we are going to call it done. I think save and test, I guess. Let's see. If we go to the door, push T, and there we go. Opens, close. There we go. T and T. I need to move out and back in to close it. But if you guys can figure out why I can't just mash T, see it won't. I'm hitting T and it's not closing, but if I move, it closes. Anyway, but that is it, guys. You guys have a solid foundation on opening doors, although I feel like it's a bit flawed. I can't figure out why. But yeah, everything seems to be working. You have your play, it opens, it closes, it updates the set world transform, it gets rotated to transform. You got your button that you can press, and you're enabling the blueprint to accept input. Now, I think going forward, I'm going to see if I can't refine this a bit and make it a bit better. It's very hit and miss, and that is not ideal, especially if you're making an indie game. Imagine a player has to go and mash the X button a couple of times, or the triangle, or the button on, I think, Xbox or whatever, just to open up the door. So I'll have a look at that. But now your light works, your other light works, your light switch works, and that works flawlessly, and your door, well, it works-ish. But we'll get it working properly, and we'll figure it out. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is a tutorial in multiple tutorials to come, and I sincerely hope you guys find it useful, helpful. Share, comment, let me know why my door's not working, and we'll chat again. Cheers, guys.